Hey guys, and welcome back. So in the previous episode you've seen me take apart this beautiful gearbox right here. It's a factory LSD out of a H22 Prelude, and the gearbox code on this is M2B4. I've opened it up, had a look on the inside, made sure that the synchros and the forks and the LSD is all good. No unexpected surprises, as taking the gearbox out in the swapped F20B EG is quite a mission. It's quite close to the subframe and it's not a 5-minute job. So I still need to fit the reverse light switch in there, and the bracket for the cables, the shifter cables that's on here. Dwayne's one is, the tab is broken and he's got a broken bolt on the inside. So this one's got, the threads are all good, no strip bits. All the bolts on the casing is actually there, not like the last one where there was parts and stuff missing. Everything is good, all the gears are there, and hopefully we can have this in the Blue EG very soon. But while we were busy with the gearbox, we also picked up this H22 head. I have taken out the valves. As you can see, it's quite crusty. There is some surface rust on the actual seats. And I know probably somebody will say, oh, it needs to go to the engineering and they need to do this and they need to do that. Well, look, we are on a budget and we are not going to do that. That's getting a wire wheel, and I started on just running some flappers or sanding flaps through the ports just to clean it up a little bit. I did not go port matching as it's NA. So I just made sure the biggest port at the time, I've measured it, and then I have duplicated it throughout the intake side. This is a cheap tool, inside measuring thingamabob. Not sure, I'll put the name up there. So now that the head is all done, all ported, I don't know if you guys can see on camera, I finished off with an 80 grit sandpaper. It looks quite smooth, but that's 80 grit. There's some still roughness to it, so hopefully that will work. I still have to finish up some of the exhaust ports. I have started, but we have an appointment this morning to get the head resurfaced, and I would like to get that done this morning to get the head back in next week so that I can then start degreasing and pressure washing the head, getting the valve stem seals in, lapping the valves, and getting the head assembled. This head is from a H22, and this is going on to the F20 swapped EG that we have. Before I end this video, it's now actually the evening after I've dropped off the cylinder head. I just want to show you guys, I've actually removed the idle control valve from the intake manifold. As you guys can see there, it was rubbing up against the prop valve and the brake lines at the back there. So I just made a aluminium plate, put some silicone there, bolted that on, and there's heaps of space there at the back. No more rubbing against the brake lines and causing a vibration. That was on the F20 manifold, so we are changing this manifold to a H22 manifold where the actual idle control valve sits in the front. As you guys can see here, it is located in the front like this and not in the rear, so we've got heaps of clearance here between the firewall and the actual brake lines, and we actually need idle control valve cold mornings. Sometimes it is a little bit of a hassle to start the vehicle up, but once it starts up and it idles for a couple of seconds, then it's all good to go. I'll also be porting the inside, just cutting that out right there as shown. I'll be removing those flaps, just porting the runners on the inside and removing all the vacuum mechanisms that actually control that flap. I'll put back the EGR delete plate that I cut out of the little piece of aluminium, and then just porting the runners. Yeah, and just give it a good scrub, and then hopefully this can go onto the H22 head once we get it back in a couple of days time, and I can start putting the valves back, lapping the valves, getting valve stem seals and everything done on that head. I won't make a video on that, as I've done that on my B20 and it takes some time. I'm just gonna bang it out, get the head done so we can actually get it onto the F20B. But in saying that, thanks so much for watching, and see you guys in the next video.